Due to an apology, because Morgan has not seemed to be the answer so far. As Chovy gonna have to flash, and the follow flash is going to be there. Chaos Storm goes down, but Chovy is not escaping this one. That's gonna be a free kill over to Fate. They trade flashes, but still, the Azir comes out on top.
Yeah, so, and that's like the feeling that you get in every single lane, right? Like, it's not bad. Zeus?
Yeah, he might be in a little bit of trouble here as he does get Mega Gnar. There is the Gnar back. It's going to get rid of 3 of them for now. We'll see whether he can move fast enough. They're going to bring an extra person as Asterix does go off. In he goes once again. That's the double wall. The sleep comes down. Zeus is unkillable in this game. What the hell was that? Almost a triple kill there as the Empress Divide gets rid of Rich. He flashes on back in. He wants to try and take down Faker, but he just doesn't have enough damage. It's a double kill.
나를 너 슛하게.
나를 조심.
나 살짝 봐줄 수 있나? 할 수 있어? 최대한 빼볼게. 어때? 살만해? 살만하다.
봐주자.
Crocodile is Peter. Gonna get taken. Sorry, yeah. Taking that about half health as Teddy feather storms. Can he actually get into position? Oh, the face break is so good out of Bay. Fake is gonna go down, and Bay gets right on top of the rest of the members of T1. And I have a feeling this is just it. That's the ace, and that's gonna be the game. Nongshim will bring us to Faker's 600th.
케인 못 나와. 케인 못 나와.
빼빼빼 한번 빼다.
앵콜 묶어놨고. 앵콜 묶어놨고. 끌었어.
케인 보면서 해.
미드 가자.
미드가 보자 이거.
조심. 마지막 스턴 조심.
미드가 보다.
야 천천히 이거 미드 오니까 천천히 해보자.
나이스. 좋아.
나 게임 봐줘.
케인 높을.
게임보다.
케인 가해냐?
야 신드라 노공.
케인 조심해. 질 수 있어. 질 수 있어. 아직 몰라.
봐줘 이거.
제발.
얘들아. 야. 천천히.
얘들아 피 없긴 하다. 그냥 뭐 없긴 해.
잡았나? 아니 몰라.
야 이거 라인 해봐. 잡으면 끝나긴 한데. 나이스.
잘했어.
잘하자.
어이 하문. 어이 하시.
됐다.
어이 손지.
얘들아 좀 해보자 일단.
일단 잡파 미드파다
내가
내가 밟고.
텔 타고 끝낼 생각해야 돼.
알겠죠.
더 들어가면 할게. 더 들어가면 텔 탈게.
엄마 잡을 생각 많이
대체. 나 더 들어가면 텔 탈게. 나 머무고 있어. 좋아. 야, 텔 탈게. 알리 못 받았어. 알리 못 받았어. 나 간다. 가. 나머지 집 끊어줘. bomba야 너 죽지 마. 야, 뭐야? 야, 알리 보다. 알리. 야, 릴리야.
야 실수해서 미안하다.
카메라
가이.
미안하다.
괜찮아.
He had some sloppy game in game number 1, but he was able to come back stronger in game 2. And it's really fantastic to see the way he keeps in range and also the way he always stays intact on Syndra, and also he always lends that scatter the weak onto the significant player on the opponents. And also there are a lot of moments where he could just chomp down Alistar in the beginning of the team fight. So Zeus actually could not commit hard during team fights with that low HP. So we saw
And you just took a risk that wasn't necessary. I get it, the desperation, but this game had many different possibilities, and that was not the ending they were looking for.
Nope. It was a bit unfortunate as a start there for Showmaker. As you saw, he was trying to get the stun and then flash away, and unfortunately wasn't quite able to. But this double kill really started things for Canyon, who then just decided to park top. He missed so many spears in the early game, it straight up didn't matter. he was able to just get into kitty form and fight this one out. And the bottom lane winning at the same time, I think really did spell disaster for KT as far as any control in the early game was concerned.
Yeah, exactly. You know, unfortunately, the Samira pick, they keep looking for it. Like, so many times, more than any other team, it feels like. They prioritize it more than most teams in the LCK right now. And it's like, no one else is really playing Victor, too, so you keep getting Samira Victor. And it is a strong pairing, and it is KT's identity. But the execution is sometimes off. And, I mean, you know, it begs the question, like, what would happen if they just picked Xayah? What if they just played Xayah instead? And, you know, we played a slower-paced game, and it was more standard. I don't know. I mean, we'll never know, but that's the thing with KT is it feels like the coaching staff and the drafting style is so set in stone that the fans will never know. The analysts will never know what things could look like because it's just so obvious, so black and white, their drafting style. And sometimes it looks really good. And UCal is a phenomenal player in his own right. I mean, everybody knows that. He made some questionable decisions across this series, but he is, you know, probably the best Victor player in Korea. And it's just still not working.
It's just a bit of a shame, right? Because it makes all of his mistakes so much more glaring when they rely on him so much. And like, this is the moment, right? And we're going to listen in and see how Damwon Kia will feel.
Samira has no flash. Samira has no flash. Just keep saying it. They know if they kill Samira, then like there's just no way to defend.
건바 나 주지 마, 나 주지 마.
먼저 안 들어가도 돼. 클리어 안 돼, 얘네.
웨이브만 제이스 키면
He didn't even remember that Jace was dead. Yeah.
그거 모른다. 덮치지 마. 퍼져.
레일 잡아.
I'm starting to understand a bit more.
삼미라
There's so much tension in the room in the Dom 1 house for sure.
Yeah.
아, 나이스.
You can see it's definitely more relief rather than celebration at the end of this one.
Showmaker says legendary series.
Fantastic series on starting from Kane and then moving on to the Nidalee. And also, both junglers actually had the information of the opponents, but Damwon Kia was able to keep poise and get that kill. Here as well, you know, you need this CC in order to land your spear for sure. So Canyon knew how to hold on to the perfect time to cast his spear. Well, we didn't really have 100% spear percent, 100% spear landing, but in significant moments.
이번에 미드 그냥 쫄지 마. 나 나갈게. 야 골카 빠졌어. 나 이거 살짝 가볼게. 너무 안 빨릴 거야. 내려오고. 레이즈만. 야 우리 파티 끊겼어. 가자. 파이팅 버티기만 해. 끝났어. 좀 끝났어.
괜찮아. 물 뜨지 말고. 카메인 로고. 가엔이야. 카메인
들어왔고. 왼쪽으로 내가 스턴할게. 스턴. 같이 연기해줘. 타워해줘. 스턴 한 번 더 돼. 잡자. 나 이거 스턴 돌아.
잘했다.
나이스. 잘했고 다음 번
집중해서 이기자.
다음번 준사.
The champion that solo killed Showmaker not long ago, and it's really good to see him back on the same form. Zoe is not a perfect fit for this kind of dive comp. This champion is actually meant to draw the attention from the opponents, poking, landing this pesky poke damage, and then letting them dive onto them and counter fighting. But Lava knew how to actually execute this champion in the opposite way. And also Hannah was showing fantastic performance up against his opponent, Kai'Sa. And I think Udyr is the best pick for Upti here, matching his playstyle. Koya did have some hard time, but still, he was also
Jungle very nicely. So let's have a look at some of these highlights, and maybe that'll help refresh your memory as to who wants to get there.
Yeah, because this is a really hard one for me. This is definitely one of those games that it's a head scratcher for you, because I think you and I both were on the same page about what we thought about the draft, and some of the executions of these fights were very weak. I mean, not these fights, but later on when we get to the game-defining fights. And some of the stuff that we saw at Lava early on in the game was not so great too, with his shockwaves being a little bit poor and mistimed. And they were still able to run away with it because Liv Sandbox just gave up the objectives early and never contested until it was too late. As this is boomerang.
Like the long-range boomerang, like that one. Very, very nice. But yeah, whatever Liv Sandbox, whenever they actually found something that worked, it was often just over nothing. That last fight that you saw was with like 3 minutes towards a Drake or something like that, and nothing to really fight for in the river. So, and this was sort of the catastrophic problem where Effort just goes in and throws his life away. Fate does end up getting there, you know, before Effort's life is completely gone, but all of his cooldowns are, so he's not actually able to cause a ruckus at the right time. And then eventually he's just food for the rest of Predaprion.
After watching these highlights, I know this is probably going to be a controversial opinion because it wasn't the perfect game, and like, I can't believe he would do that, but I think I'm going to give it to Delight. He had some really nice engages and helped set up some of the really good team fights and picks that we saw. Made it really difficult for
I could say that
for Root to actually play the game in those Baron fights, those fights around Baron, and I'm gonna give it to him actually. And I was really skeptical about the Rakan pick, but I thought he played it very well. That's where I'm going. I usually don't talk about these on there, but I had to think about this one for a second. I had to like really break it down because it wasn't obvious to me, and that's where I'm gonna go with it.
I like it. I like it. I'm glad that we got a bit of a glimpse into the mind of Wolf as he's making his POG decision. As we're gonna have a listen.
동시에만 맞지 마. 할게. 끝났다. 쳐줘. 나이스, 잘했다.
He said it in English right there at the end.
one. Fate is also one of the best performing mid laner here in the LCK, so it was really impressive to see that Lava can actually outperform his counterpart. So first it was Showmaker, and now he defeated Fate. Just look how calm he is in this whole team fight and game. He just like walks, he just goes for a stroll, you know. He knows which opponent he should ignore, and he knows which opponent he should focus fire. Here as well. He doesn't fall. He lends so many airborne onto the opponent with his shockwave, and then resets and joins.
Came out for us.
Yeah, the other thing is, okay, we're gonna watch this now finally. So I'll
yep.
put it on a second, but yep, this is Doran actually repeatedly tries to stop him from stealing these objectives, but he's unsuccessful. Kind of zooms in, flashes in, and gets a nice smite steal. But I'm surprised we didn't see any more Kane in the second series because so many players have been playing it recently in solo queue. It's not just a Canyon thing, and something I was waiting for forever in LCK. We never got to see it until very late on, and it's only just now making its appearance. And in the second series, we didn't see it at all. So maybe it is just a Canyon thing, but that would surprise me quite a bit.